Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of almost all ages, with parental consent, the Sick Twisted Minds at Sacrificial Pawn Productions brings you a new style horror film, like nothing you have seen before. There are no cops, no investigations. There is no backstory, no follow-up of the victims who were brutally tortured and murdered. Our story isn't about them. Normal Terror is about a single dad struggling to make ends meet. His son is his first priority. He goes to work, pays his bills, and is generally a great dad. The twist comes after he puts his son to bed. This is where he releases his stress. Some people do yoga, some hit the gym, some go for runs, some people paint on a canvas. An anonymous source once wrote on an abandoned asylum wall, "I never understood people until I took one apart just to see how it worked." If you are rear-ended in traffic, most people's thought runs to anger and their primal instincts of hurting the other party. Sam Neill does not have the ability to stop that primal instinct. Let us take you into the mind of a killer. Normal Terror is a concept from the mind of Sam Mason, who wrote, directed, produced, and is starring in this new age feature film.
Let's get slicing and dicing with Sir Sturdy horror fans. On this podcast, you will hear me and a guest do some movie reviews, random funny horror chats, and whatever else comes to mind. So tune in, kick back, relax, and always remember, I'll see you in your nightmares.
Well, just Jason's mask.
Well, I have an amazing guest on Horror with Sir Sturdy today, ladies and gentlemen, the awesome Kincaid. So, how's it going, sir?
Henry, what's going on?
There you go, Henry. There's your shout out.
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of your event.
Thank you for being on my event. I'm very humbled by this. This is freaking amazing. I got to watch you in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, which is the best one out of the whole franchise.
Thank you. That's a good way to start it out.
And we got to see a brother survive.
Yes, made history. I'm the first black actor to ever survive a major horror film and return to a sequel. And the reason I say that is because I do not want to take anything away from the great William Marshall, who did Blackula. But that was one of those black exploitation films. And by him playing Black Girl, that was a part 2. So with me, as an international film, I was able to survive as a character as Nightmare Part 3, and then come back in Part 4. So that made history all over around the world.
That which was awesome. Now, how was it working with Robert Englund on Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and the rest of the cast?
It was great working on Nightmare Part 3. To be honest with you, when I got the call to go in and audition for Nightmare on Elm Street, I had no clue as to what it was. So I had a friend and some people on the bus told me about Nightmare on Elm Street, and when they sent me the breakdown of what the character looked like, I didn't want to go in because I did not fit that character, because they was asking for a real slim bodybuilder guy with a 29-inch waist. And I wanted to know why was I going in, because my thigh was 29 inches. So, it was a waste of my time. But unfortunately, because I had to go to court, didn't have a car, it was raining, and I didn't win the case. And by the time I got to the audition, I had such an attitude, and it parlayed until the audition, they thought I was acting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it worked for your role then. It worked for you.
It worked for me.
That's awesome.
That doesn't mean that you go in for something with an attitude. It just happened to be that day, and I didn't want to be there. And I had made it clear that I didn't want to be there. And so they convinced me to go, even though I didn't want to be there. But now I'm glad I was there.
I'm also glad you're there, and I'm glad you're sitting right by me on this podcast. It's awesome.
Thank you.
before we discuss the movie more and horror more, I want to get something more important. Your nonprofit organization.
Yeah, you see, I grew up very poor, my family financially. And I grew up where we didn't have running water, we didn't have electricity. So dreams was very important in my life. So I was helped by an elderly lady in the community, and God had blessed me along the way to put many people in my life. And so I promised God that if I ever got to a point, I was going to always give back.
Hmm.
And so the things that I could not do, like my mother couldn't afford to send me to camp during the summer. When I went to college, we couldn't always pay for my books. So my organization is called Giving Back. So I pay for kids' books when they go to college.
That's
I
amazing.
sometimes send kids to camp when I can. I buy Thanksgiving dinners, and I also have a Christmas toy drive when I can. So when I give back. So I started a nonprofit organization where all the proceeds, or let me say much of the proceeds, about 90% of them, for every convention that I do, um, go back to the community.
That's amazing. That's just awesome right there. That's
And
beautiful.
so far, I helped over 400 kids with their college education. As a matter of fact, we have a couple of kids that have received their PhDs, and we have several young people who have gotten their masters through giving back.
That's
And
awesome.
so I want to keep it rolling by continuing to give back.
Now, what's this organization called?
It's called the Giving Back Corporation. And if you want to check me out, you can go to www.gbc-givingbackcorporation.com. Or if you just type in my name, Google me at Ken Sagoes Giving Back, my website will come up.
And just in case you guys, you know how I post links and everything for my listeners, I will post a link when this episode is out. I'll post a link for his Giving Back organization so you guys can check that out. And you also wrote a couple books.
Yes, and by the way, you can always make donations by going to that website.
Hmm.
Um, and so, yes, before I was an actor, I was actually a writer. And so I was a staff writer for Paramount Television. And then I went on to write a Disney film, which I won a Cable Ace, which is AKA a Emmy
Nice.
for Best Family Film. And I also was one of the first blacks to win a Cable Ace in that category. And since then, I've written a couple of books. One has been an animation called The Adventures of Nadu, which is about a sparrow. Like, keep your eyes on the sparrow, which is about a sparrow that leads a great migration of several different birds from around the country. And I use birds because everybody can relate to birds like music.
Hmm.
And I was able to use the birds as different cultures,
Yeah.
and so that means that everybody um, can enjoy the story without it seeming like we're pointing the finger at a culture and their miscomings. So and that's in talk for a possible animation movie.
Nice.
And my recent film that I wrote is called The Seven Maids from Stockbridge. And that's because my mother was a maid during the 60s. And I like writing stories that have history in them. So although The Seven Maids from Stockbridge is not a horror film, what they did to those women in
Was
the 60s and to many blacks in the 60s in the South was a horror.
yeah.
So the KKK was the first Freddy Kruegers in my eyes.
Yeah, if not worse, a lot worse than
Yes,
him.
yes. The KKK would have kicked Freddy Krueger's behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, again, definitely go check out that organization. That's an amazing thing he's doing here. And now back into some fun Nightmare on Elm Street stuff.
Yes, and if you want to know about how to order my
Okay.
books, uh, you can reach out to me on Facebook, Ken Sagos, or you can go to my personal website, which is um, the Sagoes Company, THESAGOES Company, COMPANY.com.
Nice. Definitely go check that out. And since you brought up Facebook, Ken, I did try to add you on Facebook yesterday, but you have way too many friends, so you're gonna have to bump some people off so I can get on there.
I do.
Yeah. I went. It said like your limit is full. I tried to send you a couple messages from the con and stuff. I can actually show you right here. And but yeah, so I need to get on that friends list, and I think Henry would also love to be on that friends list
Yeah, well,
as well.
I will make sure of that. I will make sure of that.
He said he will make sure of that, everybody, and I will keep you guys updated. If he doesn't make sure of it, I'm calling him out. He's awesome though. See this? That's you.
Yes.
And see here when I go to, hang on, let me go to view profile, view full profile on Facebook, add as friend, and it's gonna pop up in a second and say you have too many friends. This person has reached the friend request limit and can't accept any more. So
Oh,
some people got to get
I'm
bumped
loved.
off. He's loved. Some people are gonna get bumped off though.
I'm loved. I'm loved. But I will make sure that happens. Send it back to me. Um, you know, you can reach out to me at my email,
Okay.
which is K, the letter K, Sagos at AOL.com. Yes, I said
I was
AOL.com.
about to
I'm
ask you
old.
about that.
Yeah.
I'm on Gmail now, by the way, just so you know.
Gmail,
Just so you know.
I'm going to get a Gmail. I'm going to get a Gmail.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite part about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3? As far as what the part you were involved in?
My favorite part about Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
Well,
Besides surviving.
Getting a check.
Oh,
Let's be real. Getting a check. Um, I like to say that I enjoyed the scene where we was all together in the beginning, where we was in the room where all of us was going through our moments, and Lawrence Fishburne is the one that took me out. He was an orderly, and I say that because Lawrence Fishburne became like a big brother to me, along with others, but particularly because he took me to the side and taught me how to do physical comedy
okay.
and told me I was working too hard when they was taking me out and told me how to really work that. It may have been something simple to him, but it was a milestone for me.
That's
And,
awesome.
I have never forgotten it. And so every time I have the pleasure of running into him, I think about it, and in my heart I say thank you, and I let him know.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I actually feel the same way about you coming on this podcast. Like I literally went up to him, kind of jokingly saying, "Hey, I would love to have you on my podcast," and he said, "Sure." I thought he was bullshitting, but he's here now.
No, you can't bullshit. You just have to do it. You see, the one thing about me, and honestly, is that I realize that I am who I am because of you and everybody out there that's listening. And I think that you say that we are celebrities, that we are stars. Well, stars mean that you're flying. And the reason that I'm flying is because you, the public, the fans, are the wind beneath my wings. And so I can't do that without you. So it's not that when you came and asked me would I do it, it should have been me asking you, can I do it?
Oh, well, I'm always gonna say, of course, you're welcome on this podcast
so-
anytime you want to get on here.
Yes. All right. So that's the way I have lived my life. I've tried to live my life that so if the Heavenly Father said it's time to come home, I can say that I was trying to make a difference before I left. And that's my giving back motto, is that giving back makes a difference.
It definitely does make a difference. Now, you've been telling me all day, every time I walk by you, that you're hungry for some fried chicken and macaroni
I
and
want some
cheese.
fried chicken. I'm from the South. I want some fried chicken. I want some collard greens. I want some macaroni and cheese. Yes, I want. And there's another thing. In case I should pass, I want the Undertaker to have a hard time getting this shit out of me. So, so I want to eat. Yeah, I do.
I'm telling you, like I told you earlier, there's a good spot downstairs. I haven't had it in a year though.
All
But the
right.
last time I had it, it was some good
I
chicken
want.
and
Is
mac
some
and
black
cheese.
people gonna be cooking?
We'll find out.
Okay. You know, like I didn't. I want somebody cooking like I ain't gonna be here tomorrow, so let me give my best cooking today.
I hear you on that. I definitely hear you on that.
Yeah. And some sweet tea.
Yes. With the tea bag soaking, like sitting outside on the back
I
porch.
want some sweet tea,
Yes.
the old-fashioned sweet
Yep.
tea. I'm away from home, and I want to enjoy the what's up being away from home.
You're making me hungry right now just listening to this.
Yeah.
And I know that my listeners, when you guys hear this stuff, you're going to want some fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens.
Yes.
And some sweet tea to wash it down with, which all goes so well
Some
together.
collards greens. I know collard greens.
Can you please tell Henry how to say motherfucker on here? Because he said it. He personally asked for the autograph that way, and you got to just let him know.
It's not spelled MOTHERFUCKER. It's spelled MUTHAFUCKA.
That was for you.
Motherfucker.
That was for you, Henry.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we could wrap it up. I really do appreciate you coming on here.
Wait a minute, your name not Henry?
No.
Who are
Henry's
you?
my brother. Henry's the one you were talking to on the phone yesterday.
All this while I've been thinking you was Henry.
I introduced you as myself.
Well, who are you?
I'm Aaron. I told you this plenty of
Aaron?
times. Yeah.
You didn't make it clear. I thought I've been cussing out Henry you, and now I've been cussing out a person that ain't even here. Now you making me feel like I got an issue.
I think you need to talk to Freddie then. Maybe he can help you out with that.
Okay, Aaron. Okay.
But again, thank you so much for coming on this again. And I would actually love to get your information when we're done recording and record a full episode with you, with me, you, and maybe Henry. He would probably cry.
No, Henry ain't here. Let's do it with Eric.
I don't know who that is.
Is it Aaron? What is it?
I'm Aaron.
Aaron, spell it.
Aaron.
Oh, Aaron. Okay.
And then Henry's my brother who you talked to on the phone yesterday.
Okay. Now you try to make me seem like I'm senile.
You see?
Senile.
You guys hear this?
Everybody at listening to this got their finger going round and round.
They will be like, what's going on?
Them Negroes crazy.
We are.
Okay. All right.
Very crazy.
All right.
How's
We
it
doing
going?
an interview. Somebody just came up and asked us what we doing in the middle of an interview.
No, I'm talking
we
to him.
live.
This is the great KEN SAGOES.
Yeah, we live.
Oh, you can take
talking to
a-
our audience. Yes.
You're good.
You done disturbed us. What do you mean, let me not disturb
Do you know
y'all?
who this great guy is?
No.
Did you ever see Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3?
No, she said no. Don't be putting her on the spot like that. She don't have a TV. She didn't have no TV.
He survived in a horror movie. Yeah.
I what?
He fought. No, he fought.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I ran.
You ran, but you
That's
fought
because
too.
it was in the script and I was getting paid. Let's be real. Let's be real. Yeah, I ran. It's like if I was over to somebody's house that I wasn't supposed to be there and the husband came home.
Oh.
I ran. No.
This guy right here is trouble.
Why am I trouble? I just talked to your wife to keep you together.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not getting myself into any type of trouble. I said you're
Okay.
trouble, not me.
Okay. What's your name, Lisa? What? You look like a Shanaka. What is it? Arabella? Josephine? Josephine? What is it? I can't see.
He's blind.
I'm really... Huh? Platoon? Is that after a flower? All right. No, because you did tell your mother that means lucky, right? And she was very lucky to have you, so she named you Platoon.
When are we going to get some chicken?
I don't know. I'm going to get some chicken after this event is over with.
Did you get chicken from downstairs?
Oh wait, okay, y'all do get chicken from downstairs. Y'all go to the funky chicken. They don't cook the chicken like that. It be, no.
You hear this?
Y'all like KFC chicken or y'all like chicken wing chicken?
Anything cooked.
Yeah, some that's really cooked to the core. It's like when you go to the pizza shop, they make a pizza. They have some nice chicken wings. They make them on the spot for you. It takes a couple minutes.
Nice.
Better than the one that's already there and they put it in a box.
You all gonna edit this, right?
Maybe.
Y'all having y'all own conversation while I'm trying to tell y'all my perspective on the chicken over here.
They've been telling me all day that I should go downstairs and get some fried chicken down.
It was good last year. I had it. I don't know. But I was here last year for the con, and the chicken was pretty good.
No, some of them is good, but some of them, when they don't cook all the way,
Yeah,
I don't like that kind of chicken.
Me either.
me either. But
They
this one
got
was cooked.
macaroni and cheese down there.
They do.
They
Yes.
got collard greens down there.
They ain't that good. This ain't your grandma's kitchen.
I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about collard greens. We've been over this.
This ain't your grandma's kitchen, baby.
You forgot my name. Now you're forgetting our conversations.
Aaron.
There, boom. There you go. I'm not Henry. Henry's my brother.
I'll see y'all. Y'all have fun, all right? Take it easy.
Have a good one.
Are you gonna bring my chicken back?
You know what? I just might.
Thank you very much.
This guy, man.
All right. All right. Now you done. I'm depressed about my chicken now.
Bring back some memories.
This is my little Freddy Krueger friend. How are you? He dressed like Freddy for me today.
That was just for you.
Just for me.
Are you scared?
I can't be scared. I'm on the air now. I'm on the air right now. So, Mr. Aaron, I'm finna get back to my booth
Awesome.
so I can sign autographs and listen to this here
Podcast.
podcast.
Yes, I will. It will be out hopefully end of this week, and I will get it to you so you can
Would
check
I
this
be able to
podcast
hear
out.
it?
You will be.
How?
Well, I can give you one of my business cards again. Horror with Search 30. I'm on Podbean. I'm on iTunes. You have iTunes.
I don't have that.
I'm on Spotify. You can also hear this on YouTube when it's out. You can
All
hear me
right.
all over.
Okay.
And again, thank you so much for being on this podcast with me. It was a great time.
Thank you, sir.
And we're going to have to do this again, Ken.
I promise we will.
He promises, guys.
Yes.
And,
But you got to feed me first.
hey, we'll figure something out.
All right.
So,
It's
again,
been a pleasure.
yes, it has.
Thank you, everybody out there that's listening.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Ken, thank you again for being on. And I'll end it here. I'll see you in your nightmare.